I'm Tony Ruiz, contributing editor at Gold Derby, here with Hiroyuki Sanada, the Emmy-nominated star of Shōgun. And Hiro, you actually have two nominations, both as lead actor and as a producer of the series. And of those two nominations, does one mean more? Do they mean different things to you?
Um, yeah, it's a big thing as an actor, of course, and also this is my first experience to do producing in my life. So, both nomination is so amazing for me. Yeah, so happy about that.
Well, it was interesting when I spoke to the series creators, Justin and Rachel. They said that very early on in discussions with you, they realized that they were talking to a producer. And so, how do you feel like you grew into that role?
Um, you know, I spent a long time for preparation as a producer, almost 7 years or something. And also, I've done the model of Toranaga, real Lord Ieyasu role in Japan once, and then Takehiro's role, Ishido, as model called Ishida Mitsunari. I played twice. So luckily, I had a good chance to learn the background of the Shogun, that period. So after prepared everything, when I standing in front of the camera, feel like I was ready. And yeah, as a producer, I, involved to the script and the casting, staffing, everything. So when when I start acting, I was so comfortable and confident. you know, we've done everything, every specialist in each department, people watching the monitor and checking everything. So I could relax more than usual and just enjoyed my job. Yeah.
Well, I was that was actually gonna you've actually kind of answered what my next question was. Was it easy for you to separate the producer side from the acting? But it sounds like, you took the producer role so seriously that it took the pressure off the acting.
I think so. Yeah. And then first time, I felt, more than usual, just be there as a character and then don't showing or explain too much. Less is more. Producer me told to actor me, keep it. So, of course, a lot of difficulties there, but I really enjoy the collaboration with the director, crew, and co-worker casts. Um, yeah, it was a smooth back and forth, producing, acting, but kind of, um, I felt the meaning of title of the producer as same as like Toranaga finally needing the title of Shogun to make peaceful era. So during the process, I felt like overlapped with Toranaga and myself, the positioning in Shogun. One story in the story of Toranaga was like overlapped. So I felt very natural to be there. Um, mm, yeah, all the session was so fun, so much fun. And then during the weekend, uh, you know, chatting with the creators, Justin, and talking about the next episodes, and then creating a script together. And then we had a translation for Japanese, and then we had a samurai period specialist writer, drama writer. Uh, and then I'll do final check for each dialogue for each characters to, clearly understanding, but keep classic way to say in Japanese. So final brush out is a very helpful for me as an actor as well. you know, in my head, whole show and a balance that I can see my position and then mission as an actor. So clearly, you know, image I had. So very smooth to get into the role in the world and take a balance between others, So producing helped my acting as well.
Well, I've only just now kind of realized that in many ways, Toranaga is kind of the producer of the orchestrator of everything that happens. It's almost kind of a natural fit.
Yeah, that's why I said overlapped. My feeling is like, uh, exactly me, Toranaga, and producer me all overlapped. That
Well,
helped me a lot.
how did you see Toranaga? Because he's such an internal character, and yet we see the pieces start to fall together, and he's kind of like this. The expression we would use, kind of like, is a puppet master, making things happen, yet never quite having his fingerprints on it. How do you think he sees his journey?
Yeah, he's a strategist and, a lot of experience in his life with the patient. And uh, I think um, he's a great chess player, you know, thinking about 2, 3 steps ahead than others, and try to, poker face as a strategy. So yeah, he's a great strategist, coordinator, and conductor of the country. Yeah.
I love that. I love that conductor metaphor, because he very much is playing people
Mm,
for his own benefit.
yeah, but also, he's a family man and a very human. So not only the poker face or cool face, cool decision, you know, even for the strategy, when he lost his, family or old friends or some samurais or Mariko as well, it's not only cool, he's always crying inside, even not showing. So on so many scenes when I played calmly, but in my mind was like a jet coaster and tried to poker face, but everything in my mind came out through my eyes, I think. So that was the way to play Toranaga for me.
Is that also what kind of led you to submit your episode for the Emmys, which is, I believe, the eighth episode? And were you instrumental in that decision to submit that episode?
Yeah, episode 8 was a big episode for me, for Toranaga. Always poker face, but finally, his old friend Hiromatsu commit to seppuku. In that scene was the hardest and most interesting scene for me as an actor. Yeah, Tokuma-san, who played Hiromatsu, we knowing each other a long time, more than 30 years. Sometimes he played the doctor, I was a patient. He, he played my father in the flashback, or sometimes opponent samurai each other. So many things we, you know, shared. So he was the best uh, actor to play that role, especially for me. We had to show to the audience our relationship, how long we knowing each other, how believing each other, without the word, just eye to eye. And then especially that seppuku scene, we are talking classic Japanese with the subtitles, but our mind is opposite. You know, he's he knows it's gonna be a sacrifice, and then he knows his mission. But inside my mind, please don't happen this in real. And then, but Toranaga had to disguise the spies, and then he have to disguise Osaka, um, Ishido, and then make them believe our surrender. So that's why that scene was so hard. And then my mission was like, don't cry in front of the spy. So instead, that sad feeling, I tried to make anger. Looks like he's anger to Hiromatsu. He's fought against me. He didn't follow my order. So I tried to make anger as much as possible to don't cry. So all day, we took that scene, and then in the end of the day, they shot my close up, watching his die. And then Justin told me that they used my first take. Boom. And boom, that's it. So after that scene, my mind was empty, and it felt like I've lost old friend in real. Still now, I
You're
get
still
easy.
it still chokes you up.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a big day for me. And then next scene with the Mariko, and then we are reading the poem each other, and then reveal how he felt, how was Hiromatsu's mission to Mariko and to the audience. And then first time his emotional came out. So those two scenes in episode 8 was a most important, one of most important scene for me.
Well, and speaking of Lady Mariko, when I spoke to Anna Sawai, I actually spoke to her on the day of the Emmy nominations, and it was so clear that there is such a connection between these two characters and between you and her. She told me how she always felt like the same way that Mariko wants to please Toranaga, she wanted to please you. And so I'm curious as to that dynamic is so central to the season. How did you guys go about developing that dynamic?
From the beginning, I felt her talent and then effort for everything, physically, mentally, hard role. So that's why I'm always saying only Anna could make it this role. And then yeah, we had a great time together. Sometimes during the weekend, she asked me to do, this kind of virtual session. And then she wanted to know how to say this line, long monologue in the classic Japanese Shakespeare language. So I taught her the meaning and then the rhythm, intonation, and then where is the pose, So she was a great learner, quick learner, and then so humble and patience, and then yeah, always she get everything on the day, on schedule, prepared everything, fighting, dialogue, English, Japanese, everything in grace. I'm so proud of her, especially as a show maybe pushing episode 9 for her final episode, Crimson Sky.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a great time for this episode 9 because I had uh, no job as an actor, totally nothing.
You're not in it.
Means I could concentrate for the producing and coaching, teaching, checking every single day on set as a producer. So as a producer, episode 9 is like my baby, including Mariko. Every single day check extras, movement, summarize, choreograph, and Mariko's fighting style, everything, try to be correctly and more exciting and safely, you know. So for me, episode 9 is my baby as a producer.
Well, it was interesting when I spoke to Justin and Rachel. They're in the beginning of planning out and writing season 2, and I know that there's not a lot that you can say, but the idea of a second season of Shogun provides so many possibilities. And so, what are, just from a character standpoint, what would you like to see from Toranaga in a season 2?
Yeah, like I said, he's a great chess player. And then end of episode 9 was checkmate. And then episode 10 is a kind of epilogue, and then Toranaga explained to the audience what's going to happen next. What was my dream? It revealed. So I hope Toranaga's vision will be, showing to the audience little by little. And again, I cannot say anything specific, but title was Shogun, but I didn't be a Shogun yet in the season 1. So I hope audience can see Toranaga become Shogun finally in the show. That's my guessing and hope.
Well, and like any good journey, it probably will not be a journey without bumps in the road. They're without obstacles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also we have real history, real models, and we know what happened in real. So we can create our own entertainment, fictional entertainment, using the history and then using the taste of James Clavell's novel. But a creator, writers can, freely think about original story for the season 2. So I can't wait to see read the first draft from Justin and writer's room. Then again, we're gonna start long journey.
And we will wait very, very patiently. Well, hopefully we'll wait patiently, but maybe not. Everybody go to goldderby.com, make your predictions for the Emmys, and stay tuned for interviews with more Emmy contenders in the coming weeks. Hiroyuki Sanada, Hiro, congratulations on all the success, and best of luck to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.